All right, those of you that are paired off, y'all are picking up on the assignment from yesterday. This group over here that was out on yesterday, I need you to be prepared to take notes while we do this video right here. All right, your standard 8I6. Determine and identify an author's point of view, POV for short, or purpose of the text, and analyze how the author acknowledges and responds to conflicting evidence or viewpoints. All right, I need one of the five of you to read that in its deconstructed form. Okay, so what you said was identify an author's point of view or purpose in a text and break down how the author acknowledges and responds to conflicting proof or perspective. Now, give it to me in your words. See, that's what happens when you nominate somebody else. I come back and get you. Now, talk to me about how you say that in just regular English. What does that mean? We're talking about point of view.
Yeah, like the point of view is
Dante. Okay.
that's like something that I see.
How the author sees it. Okay, and what's the other half of that? That part about that analyze how the author acknowledges and responds to conflicting evidence. What is conflicting? What does it mean to be conflicted? And then read it. Yeah. Okay. We couldn't figure out who stole the computer because of conflicting evidence. I didn't say lack of evidence, I said conflicting. One person said one thing, another person said something else. Conflicting means a difference of opinion or a difference of viewpoint. So what we're talking about is being able to identify or figure out what the author's purpose, that's his point of view. Purpose and point of view is the same thing, that's why I put the arrow between the two. You're trying to figure out what the author's purpose is in the text, and to break down how the author recognizes and distinguishes between different viewpoints. Yeah, you can write that down. Your learning intention. I am learning to identify the author's point of view or purpose, and to be able to distinguish between conflicting viewpoints or opinions. Your success criteria indicates that when you can do all those things, you're successful. All right, yesterday we covered a few vocabulary words. All of them have to do with point of view. The first word, well, no. What is the whole reason why an author writes? What is another word for the why? Look at your vocabulary words in green over there on the board. Which one of them tells you the why an author writes? The purpose. So, the purpose is your reason why you're doing something. In this case, the purpose is the reason why an author writes. All right? An author has three different purposes when they're writing. Those other cards indicate the 3 reasons why an author writes. Give me those 3. Why does an author write? What are reasons why an author will write something? To persuade, to inform, and to explain. All 3 of those are reasons why an author would write a persuasive piece. All right. Teach you 2 lessons at once right now. Did you use your Google? No, you did this. Okay, erase that out of there. You can't do both of them. Erase this. Those of you that are watching the video, hold on, let me do it. We're taking notes as we go.
Point of View Part 2, Video and Worksheet. In the last video,
Hello readers, today we are going on a dangerous journey inside the mind of the author. Every piece of text is written for a purpose, and especially in informational texts, every author structures their texts, words, and their ideas with that purpose in mind. And sometimes that purpose will be harder to see. As readers, our job is to consider the author's purpose as we read. How is it influencing the information the author shares? How is it influencing my understanding of the topic? Is what I think the same as what the author thinks? Do I agree with them? Do I disagree? You may be familiar with the memory device of PIE, persuade, inform, entertain, as 3 categories of purpose, but I'd like to go deeper than that. I live in Washington, D.C., which is home to an entire professional class of what are called lobbyists, people whose job it is to advocate to Congress on behalf of a special interest. For example, the oil industry or the cheese industry. This isn't always bad. You can learn more about lobbyists and advocates.
All right, stop right here. I'm going to give you the same example I gave you yesterday. Let's say that the Sugar Shack is making money, right? All grade levels need to earn money for their grade. So if 8th grade is going to earn money, then my job is to persuade you to buy from us instead of the Shack. So I'm going to say whatever I need to say to get you to do what I say, or in other words, to persuade you to buy from us. All right, first thing he says in this video, he gives you 3 questions to ask yourself to figure out how to identify the author's purpose. All right. He says, in order to figure out the author's purpose, consider these questions while you read. First question was, how is the information influenced? Is this something that I believe in as the author? If I don't believe it, why am I trying to convince you? All right, second question. how does it impact your understanding? How does what I say impact the way you understand it? Does it matter the way I present the information to you? Okay, the question was, does it matter the way I present information to you as the speaker or as the writer? It does matter. So, the last question you ask yourself is, do I agree with the author? Do you agree or do you not agree with what it is I'm trying to get you to see? So, as a reader, when you're reading in a persuasive passage, your best option is to believe that I'm not being 100. In other words, be skeptical of whatever it is that I'm saying to you. Because if I'm trying to persuade you to believe what I want you to believe, I'll tell you what I want to believe, and it ain't always necessarily true. So you go in with the mindset of, they might not be 100. Let me keep reading. Make sense? Okay? So he's giving the example of two different places in the White House, but I gave the example of 8th grade fundraising versus Sugar Shack fundraising. So, what are the things or some of the things that you think I'm going to say to you if I want you to buy from me and not from them? What do you think I'm going to tell you? What can I come up with to convince you? I got better snacks for you. What else? I got lower prices. What else? Okay, hold that one right there. Don't come back here. But I'm trying to get you to buy from me instead of them. Somebody said yesterday. Okay, we need money for our field trip. Somebody said yesterday it's a longer walk to the Sugar Shack than it is on 8th grade hall. So you have to walk farther to get snacks. Okay, so just those things right there in mind. I'm trying to persuade you to buy from me instead of them up there. Now, am I always going to tell you the truth? I may tell you the truth, but I got a personal interest in it. Watch the video. Y'all that are working independently, y'all good? Anybody finished?
Do I disagree? You may be familiar with the memory device of PIE, persuade, inform, entertain, as
Okay, so that's the acronym that tells you the purpose of an author's writing. PIE, persuade, inform, and entertain. Those are the three main reasons why an author writes a persuasive text. Did I hear right there down? Okay.
three categories of purpose, but I'd like to go deeper than that. I live in Washington, D.C., which is home.
I didn't like his example. That's why I gave you the one of the Sugar Shack in 8th grade. So, I'm going to tell you whatever I need to tell you to get you to buy from me as opposed to the Shack. But you've already indicated I may not be completely 100 with you. I ain't going to tell you no lie, but I might not be completely 100. If I wanted to tell you or convince you, persuade you to buy from me as opposed to them, I tell you all the good things about buying from me. Would I tell you anything negative? Would I say anything negative about them? Yes. If I'm trying to persuade you, I would. This is shady tactic, but it happens.
Home to an entire professional class of what are called lobbyists. Becomes biased or misleading.
Okay, let's talk about being biased. There's another word out there. There's biased and unbiased. What does it mean to be biased? No. I don't know what you're talking about. about this before. If you're biased, it is an opinion, but if it's a biased opinion, what kind of opinion is it? It's the author's opinion. I feel a way, and I want you to feel the way I feel. So I'm biased towards it. If I said I like girls better than boys, is that a biased opinion? Biased towards what? Girls. I like girls better. If I said boys are smarter than girls, am I more biased towards boys or am I biased towards girls? I am biased towards boys. So bias is having a preference. So if an author is biased, are they necessarily being 100? Because they're biased. All right, versus unbiased. What does it mean to be unbiased? My unbiased opinion is that girls and boys are equally brilliant. No preference whatsoever. I don't like one more than the other. They're both the same to me. It's an equality issue. All right? So it says here that an author's opinion can shape text into misleading information. So if an author is writing and misleading, how can I mislead you? Because you said something a minute ago, and I can stick a pin in that right there. How can I mislead you about somebody else? Because I want to persuade you to believe what I want you to believe. You gave me an example of a minute ago. What was your example? Okay, is that misleading? Okay, I'm not necessarily being 100 with you, but I want to persuade you, so I tell you whatever I need to tell you. They chipped those and they got rushed. Misleading, completely misleading. But I want to persuade you, so that's what I said to you. Alright, so the first thing comes to your mind is, I don't want them. I'm going to buy down here. Right, which is the goal. Alright.
When you read informational text, maintain an air of healthy skepticism. Ask yourself the following questions constantly. What's the author's opinion? What information did they include, or what information did they leave out? And if so, was that on purpose? What's the connotation of the author's word choice? How do the words feel? And what's the overall tone?
All right, look at these questions right here. Question 1 asks, what's the author's opinion? What is my opinion? Sugar Shack versus 8th grade hall. What's my opinion? You should buy your snacks on 8th grade hall. Okay? Now, is that opinion biased or unbiased? It is very biased. All right, next question. What information did I include or leave out? I told you my snacks are better. I told you my snacks are cheaper. What else did I say? Yeah, they got roaches. I said something else was wrong with it. All these things I said, but I'm leaving out the fact that we're trying to use money for our field trip. But see, that gives me a motive for telling you whatever I tell you. So if I leave out the part about the field trip, I'm misleading you because I'm not telling you the full purpose. Now, if I said, look, we're trying to raise money for our field trip, y'all come on the back of me, then that's completely 100. But if I say, you need to buy from us because our stuff is better, that's completely vague and misleading because I'm not telling you the whole truth. And not telling the whole truth is the same as telling a lie. Next question. What's the connotation of the author's, wait a minute, do you think that the author does this on purpose? Misleading you? Yeah. This was like a car salesman. I got to a low. You don't get it no cheaper nowhere else. I got the best product for your money. Matilda. There you go. There you go.
Because you, but we still don't.
Money. Just enough to get it off the lot and get your money. So do I have to be completely transparent? No, not if I'm trying to persuade you. And yes, that is on purpose. So I can get your money. Alright, what's the connotation of the author's word choice? In other words, if I'm very, very specific about the words that I use to describe my product, we got the 5 chips, we got the sweetest bubble gum, we got the biggest lollipops. What kind of words am I using? It is retail, but as opposed to saying sour candy or something like soggy chips, hard bubble gum. What kind of words am I using? The simple response is good and bad. But if the real answer is positive word choice or negative word choice. Think about it. I said wet chips, soggy chips. Who wants that? Nobody. If I said hard bubble gum, who wants that? Nobody. Especially if you had breakfast. Nobody wants that. But those are not positive words. Those are negative words. Versus sweet bubble gum, big lollipops, crispy chips, hot chips. All those are positive terms that you want in the product that you're choosing. What does it mean when you talk about the tone? How it makes you feel. So if I said, we got the best chips, and I know these are the best chips because I've had them before, what kind of feeling is that going to give you about buying something? Positive. But I'm the teacher, and I'm the one who's telling you this. So, do you trust what I say? But if I'm your teacher and I'm convincing you to purchase it, you believe me because of who I am. So first of all I gotta say is, now when have I ever lied to you?
Don't believe you.
That's gonna get you right there because you know I've never lied to you. Alright? So you need to ask yourself those questions when you're trying to identify the author's purpose
of the piece. So now we have these questions to ask ourselves. Let's return to our pie versus cake lobby fight in Washington. So imagine you're reading the Washington Post and you see this opinion column. Cake connected to cavities and poor dental health study finds. A recent study by the American Dental Association connected the consumption of cake or similar foods with a 30% increased risk of tooth decay, cavities, and gingivitis. People who reported having consumed cake in the previous 60 days were significantly more likely to experience problems related to dental health than those people who did not. Cake is dangerous. Cake, which rarely contains fruit, will rot your teeth. And then if we squint down at the...
Okay, wait a minute. What is the author's purpose in this article? Is it to persuade, inform, or entertain? Okay, you say inform, he says persuade. Plead your case. Why do you think he's informed? So what's the purpose? Persuade. Now see, you already know when you answered it yesterday. I asked you what's the purpose, the author's purpose in this article. You said, the two of you said inform, Candace said persuade. I asked you why. You said because it's giving you all this information. But Dante, what did you say?
It's giving you a little advice on not eating cake. So it's persuade because it's trying to tell you.
You know he's right, right? You know he's right. Whatever. But yeah, he is right. The article is basically trying to persuade you to not eat cake. What are the reasons that the author gives you to persuade you to not eat cake? What are the reasons? Give you a whole lot of them. It talks about how it affects you. Now be more specific. How does it affect you? Okay, man. You talk about rotting your teeth. What else does it talk about? Here, I'll play that part again.
Cavities and gingivitis.
Right
People
now,
who
your mouth tore up. Bottom line is your mouth tore up because you're eating cake. So what's our purpose? Persuade you what? To not eat cake.
reported having consumed cake in the previous 60 days were significantly more likely to experience problems related to dental health.
Did they give you information to support their position? What information did they give you? They gave you a whole survey, a whole report. If I told you, I surveyed students in Miss Allen's 8th grade ELA classes, and in that survey I found that 85% of the students prefer getting candy on the hall instead of in the shack. If I told you that, trying to persuade you to buy candy from me, is that going to make you want to do it? Of course it is. Everybody else doing it. Y'all quick to do what everybody else doing. See, that's something else. If I told you, you buy one, get one free, and then they doing one, buy one, get one, buy one, you ain't getting one free, you just buying one, where you going to buy it from?
Than those people who did not. Cake is dangerous. Cake, which rarely contains fruit, will...
Cake is bad and it rarely contains fruit. Now, is cake and anything that has fruit in it kind of on the same line? There's fruit cake. Yeah. But they are still cakes that have fruit, so it's similar, cakes and fruit, or anything like it. And it has fruit and it's similar. Baby.
No, I'm just saying because I thought they just did like that.
What is your question?
I had no carrot cake. It was like nigga made out of carrots. Like half of it.
It has carrots in it, yes. That's why it's called carrot cake.
Oh.
You remember? You'll see it's got little orange specks in it. That's carrot.
will rot your teeth. And then if we squint down at the very bottom of the column, it'll say in small text, the author is the CEO of Circular Solutions, a pie advocacy network.
Now then, now you know the author worked for the pie company. Now what does that suggest to you?
That he was on the summer.
He's trying to persuade you not to eat cake, but instead you can eat. Okay, now why would he tell you that? Stick a pin in that. They are similar. Stick a pin in that. Well, my question to you was, why would the author try to convince you not to eat cake?
Because he's trying to get custom on Monday.
He wants you to buy pie. That's who he worked with. So I'm going to tell you all the negative things associated with eating cake. But are those same negative things associated with eating pie? It's still sweet and can rot your teeth, right? Okay, so is pie just as bad as cake?
Cake made out of pie.
No.
I mean bread. Sweet stuff. Strawberries, and then you put sugar in.
You ever seen a movie where somebody be like, Ray, no, hold on. And Ray's like, oh, and he did. That's how you going, you leave real slow. And then you died. Yeah. All right. Fine.
And now let's ask ourselves those same questions again. While
Now, where do they put the fine print? So you couldn't see it. So they're persuading you, but they're not giving you all the information. Isn't that one of the points that we discussed?
Some of that product, like you said, you talk about product, and we got a small print down at the bottom. You get the point?
Yeah. You think about, if you ever heard a commercial where it's talking about a medicine, and then it said, yeah, they go real fast. Yeah, they do. But see, I listen real fast. Let me tell you, first thing I hear you say when you say side effects may include diarrhea and vomiting. Oh, that might be worse than the medication. But they say it really fast and get right back to the lady out there that pushes and she just flying and the grass growing and the sun shining and she's smiling. That she happy she feel better. Yeah? Well, it only take one of y'all to get them side effects. But we ain't gonna tell you how many people that we done surveyed that had these side effects because I'm trying to persuade you to take this medication. Listen, all I got to hear when I'm watching the commercial, Prilosec, yeah, I suffer with heartburn. Ooh, I can't stand it. But when you get to that, side effects may be about diarrhea and and then they put it on the screen in teeny tiny white writing. It's white. Why do you think it's white? So you can't see it.
I can't see that anyway.
Yeah, mess around and drink me because I ain't reading. I see it.
I'm listening. What you said now? And see, I got one of them TV, you back it up. Whoa, what you said now? He said vomiting and that, I don't want none of that. Cause see, I'll be one person and them 400 people that took it, they get the side effect. Nah, miss me with that. So again, an author's purpose is one of three things. What is it? You see, if you remember pie, persuade, inform, entertain. Are they always being completely honest?
No.
Their job is to what? Persuade you.
acknowledging that this is a fake story that I made up for the purposes of this video. There is nobody named Wendell Apricot Jam, although I wish there were. That'd be a great name. So, what's the author's opinion? Well, it seems to me that the author really thinks cake is dangerous and poses a threat to the nation's dental health. We know this because they literally say cake is dangerous. They want people to buy and eat fewer cakes. What information did the author choose to include? Well, so this is interesting. The author talks about the results of this study and the big takeaways about the danger of cake.
All right, we talked about all that. So y'all understand basically what an author's point of view does and why an author uses certain words when discussing point of view. You got that? All right, so your assignment is in Common Lit. Y'all can either pair up or work independently because there's three of you. The assignment is Katie Sowers. It's a story about somebody named Katie Sowers. Yeah. It says POV, that stands for point of view. Katie Sowers is the first woman to coach in a Super Bowl. Her goal, make sure I'm not the last. How many of you are done with the assignment? Alright, we're done over here, we're done back here. Alright, you're doing the assignment individually, but you can work on it as a group. Once you're done, go ahead and flip your desk back around. Because I got a worksheet for you to do independently. according to this, 5 people are done. Who are my 5? 1, 2. Are you one of the 5?
Talk about like the first actual thing.
Did you hear the question? I didn't say almost done. I said who's done with the assignment. Not almost, but done. Finished. All the questions. This says 5 people. Only 2 people got a hand up. Where the other 3? Okay. All right. Okay, now 6. All right, I'm gonna give everybody a worksheet, and you are to complete the worksheet independently and put it in your folders till tomorrow. Here again, we're trying to persuade. The worksheet that I'm handing you gives you additional practice on persuading, informing, and no ma'am, don't get your life together, because it's missing. It's giving you practice on that whole pie thing. Persuade, inform, entertain. Now, you got to not to write on that, but this instead. You don't know so damage in computer. Again, I want you to finish this sheet and put it in your folder. Your instructions say, you're welcome, authors write to inform, persuade, or entertain readers. Read each description and tell the author's reason for writing. Then it wants you to explain your answer. For example, in the box right there, Emily writes a story about a frog named Louise. Frog named Louise. What is the author's reason? Is it persuade, inform, or entertain? If a frog named Louise is clearly to entertain you, why would that be entertaining? That's how you know, because the author has clearly made up a story for you to enjoy. Now then, you got 5 questions that are just like that one. And then your last one says, write your own description and tell the author's purpose. In other words, you're going to flip this page over and you're going to write something either to persuade, inform or entertain your audience. Wait, what you? Are you finishing up this time? Okay. Any questions or anything I've given you to do? So, that's two different assignments you need to have done. The worksheet and the common lit exercise from yesterday. So everybody should be caught up and on the same page now. We went to the library on last Friday, didn't we? So this would not be the week for us to go. Y'all know I got the graduation gift for myself, right? Yes. And no way y'all came back.
That's what it was. We going there anyway.
Did you hear what she said? That's where we go.
Oh my God, Tristan had a book bomb. We did.
I get to go to the free show. Cause I'm VIP. So I can stand right there and go, what's up, baby?
Oh, yeah, fun. How much you pay for it? Too late.
You got that look thing?
She already paid for mine. She paid for everything. She paid for me, huh? I mean, in four.
I don't know what these two are talking about.
800.
Sounds to me like they're trying to persuade. No, that might be to entertain you.
I'm thinking everybody, informing everybody.
That sounds purely to
I was
entertain.
like, oh my God, I'm gonna tell the secretary, hey, y'all was getting this African class next year. She spent $800 on me. Yeah.
To this persuasive entertainment.
Yeah.
They was trying to make it look good. Ooh, let's go ahead and look.
This is mad because you can't go.
I don't know what you did.
Oh,
I still don't know who you talking about. Billy Ellis. Billy Ellis. Who is Billy Ellis? The girl with the green hair. I like Billy. I like Billy.
I don't even know what we did. T-shirts and everything. You pay for
You
those?
know, I get a t-shirt every time.
She gonna pay for hours.
Must be in your separate hotel room too. Cause I spend the night, that's in Jacksonville. I'm a teacher. I am so not.
We got a hotel.
Somebody said he
Ain't
should
no
get paid
difference.
$10,000. I agree with that.
God bless.
No, because it costs me to get an education to be able to teach you your education. 5-star. Did you say, do we get a 5-star hotel? Yes, there is a pool at the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Give me my word, please. And thank you.
Can we like,
I'm going to Friday before graduation.
Don't say nothing when my mama call you.
Y'all are so cute. Yeah, we are not. Pay oh, pay I tell you, that still started with pay said. Okay, somebody always said to be something funny. This ain't funny. The council street and you just jumped up and went to work on somebody's front row. Just wait. I'm like, what? Are you nuts?
This man was in church and the back of his shirt said, throw baby. Come, there you are. They do say they can raise the food. They can't judge you for that.
All right, you got about 15 more minutes to finish up. Y'all are so lame for not wearing green today, I want you to know.
I got on green and gold.
Yes,
I got on green
I
and
got on
gold.
purple and pink. I got on, I use purple. I forgot.
Y'all ain't green nor gold, and I wouldn't see them.
Mine's great.
She knows.
We know.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's tomorrow? Next year, I don't know.
Tomorrow is to wear something with your mascot or your school name on it. You got something that says Dublin Middle School or something that demonstrates Green Irish mascot.
That and this.
Come on now, 14 minutes. Let go. Oh, quick announcement. Dublin High School cheer tryouts, April 10th through 14th. Practice clinic is Monday through Thursday, 5 to 6:30. Tryouts on Friday, beginning at 3 o'clock. You must have an in-date physical to practice and to try out. If you are interested, I don't know how they expect you to do this, you ain't allowed to have a phone, but it says scan the QR code.
it's like, the statement, like, you know, like, take it back.
Yeah,
It's like,
you mean different meanings. There are two different meanings to the word statement. If I said to you, I need a statement from you about what happened, that means I need you to write down what you know. At the same time, when you make a car payment, they send you a monthly statement that tells you how much you paid so far. So a statement can be something that you're witnessing or that you know about, or a statement can be a documentation of what you paid. Did that help you out?
I got like, general statement.
Right.
It's my friend that,
Giving you information, I feel like I'm giving you the answer to a question. All right, those of you that were working in small groups, y'all should be done with that assignment by now. You sure? With this being a short week, y'all get what? Progress reports on, no, grades will do Thursday. I think you get it when you come back Monday. Well, I don't know, maybe they do go out Thursday. Oh, Lord. Hey, y'all know somebody really legit. It ain't like you didn't know. That reminds me, remember when I said I give you an assignment and if you don't have it done, it is an I, and then by the end of that day, that I becomes a zero? Some of y'all slipped up, let the I become a zero. Somebody emailed me yesterday, Miss Allen, I turned in this assignment. I went back and looked at that, bro, that was due on January the 3rd, or the 31st or something like that. What month is this again? Okay, so what made you think? I mean, nice little email talking about the work you caught up in, bruh. So, if you all are interested in taking pictures in the Irish photo booth tomorrow, bring your money.
You know that plan right there? You know the pay for
I like
Don't
to
you
be
got to
way
pay
deep.
to do it?
Let me say it again, bring your money. $1 per person. So you wanna get your whole crew in the picture. You better get your whole crew. You better bring your whole crew. Get everybody in your crew to give you $1. And then y'all make copies of the picture. A, y'all love selfies. Y'all love taking pictures of your own self. B, cheap. You can't get it for less than $1. I mean, how cheap is that? C, it is a fond memory you'll get to keep. Cause this time next year, y'all gonna have different friends. You gonna be looking at each other different. You ain't even gonna care. Well, I don't know. Some of y'all might have the same friend. You look back and say, friend, you remember when we did that right there? And the proceeds, that's the money that I get from you for doing this, go towards your 8th grade field trip. 8th grade one. Get my work done. Stop. Still want my work done. All right, go ahead and put your desk back the way they belong. Those of you who have moved your desk, go ahead and rearrange them back to the rightful place. And go back to your rightful place. Make sure that your bell ringer and your worksheet are in the folder. I do not want you to take them home. A few more minutes. No, we're not taking them up yet. Y'all still got a few more minutes that you can work. Who's done with both assignments? Okay, do mine. Those of you that got the assignment yesterday, y'all should be wrapping that up if you're not done already, but you need to be done with that. We went to the library last Friday. I'm trying to make sure that we get the library people. I know we had not been in 3 weeks. Let you laughing already. No, you think nothing. Look at you waiting on me to fall. Y'all waiting on me to
I
fall.
was just trying to see you. I was gonna do it.
I'm trying
I'm
to
say how
see
fast I can get up there.
Y'all know I trust me. Man, I want y'all. Absolutely not. No persuasion.
Yeah, we can do that.
No, because they ain't tell me to get up here.
Oh, yeah. Dang. What you want?
You do realize you're being recorded.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I don't need no evidence to indicate that I was up here either.
Oh, that and they can see. Yeah, perfectly. Sad. Well, it's for your best. So
Yeah,
we'll do what you do.
don't feel a little exception with it. Which means if I hit the floor, I'm gonna hit hard. There's a lot of me here.
We'll go there.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Again, do not take those sheets home, put them in your folders. Make sure that you're done with all the work on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and then you'll have that one more half day. Woo! The excitement ensues.
For real, I'm gonna run about this school.
I doubt it. And then you'll miss me.
We're gonna miss you.
Is that camera recording?